animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night.
Hi, I didn't see you there. Hello everybody, my name is Brett Gates, and today we'll be talking about the most anticipated movie of this year, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Hell yeah. First off, I just want to start this video off saying spoilers, obviously. Not super heavy spoilers, but if you haven't seen the movie, I would recommend just going and watching it. It's a fun watch. I personally would not recommend going to the movies to watch it. It's on Peacock right now. Just go get a free trial, watch the movie, and then cancel the subscription. Then you get to watch it for free. But if you do go to the theaters, I recommend going on a weekday night, because then all the 9-year-olds will be asleep for school and won't have the chance to ruin your experience by yelling YouTube Shorts humor throughout your entire movie. The first time I went to go watch this movie, it was in the theaters the day after it came out, I believe. And my theater was full of just a bunch of 9-year-olds and teenagers, which, yeah, obviously, it's the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Who else would the audience be? But this was the single worst movie experience of my life, because there was not a single moment of silence throughout this entire movie. But it seemed like every teenager going into this movie was trying to debut their stand-up comedy career by every 5 seconds yelling out a joke that made literally nobody laugh. Though I do have to mention that there was a part in the movie where Bonnie and Chica are on the security cameras, and Chica bent over to let her cupcake go in the vents, and this little kid yelled out, "Giyat!" And it was so stupid it made me laugh, but that was the only exception. Now, like I said, I watched this movie twice. The first time leaving the theater, I preached to everybody that this was the worst movie I've ever seen. Now, the second time, I went with two of my friends, and the theater was completely empty. It was just me and my two friends, and I was able to legitimately enjoy the movie. Now, don't get me wrong. It is still a big gaping doo-doo dispenser of a movie. But I went in knowing that, and there was no little kids to disrupt my viewing, and I was able to laugh at just how stupid it is. But now, to get into how I would personally fix the movie. Now, I want to start this off by saying I'm not that big of a fan of the games. I never really played them. I think I played the first one and watched my brother play the other ones, but I don't know a lot about the lore or anything. Like, my complaints of this movie aren't going to be like, oh, Mike in the games is William Afton's son, so if they changed that, then the lore would have been right and the movie would have been so much better. No, that's not how I'm going to go about this. This is just personally how, as a general audience member, I would have changed things to make it slightly more enjoyable. But all right, let's get started. This scene honestly took me out as soon as it started. For the most part, it was because of the actor. He acted just a little too cartoony. Now, the scene is only like 2 minutes long, if that, but throughout the entire thing, he's squealing like Mickey Mouse receiving head from someone who thought his mouse Gatul was a chew toy. But how would I fix this scene? Well, originally, this actor was supposed to be Markiplier, but because of some scheduling issues with his own movie, he wasn't able to make the cameo, which is really sad, because though the scene still would have been really dumb, just having Markiplier be the first security guard you see at the beginning of the movie would have gotten me so much more hyped for the rest of the movie. This is kind of following what was wrong with the first scene, but the acting. I would personally say Josh Hutcherson was the only good actor in this movie, aside from Daddy Matthew Lillard. Now, I can't even really say if Matthew Lillard did that good of a job. I just have a major bias towards him. But he hammed it up in every scene and had a lot of really funny lines. There's also just this random lawyer character that just sits there in like 2 scenes, and I don't know why. I just found him really hilarious for no good reason. But everybody else in this movie sucks. The little girl, the aunt, the social worker, all of them just gave really stale, unnaturalistic performances. Now, I can kind of give a pass to the little girl because she's a literal fetus, but everybody else was so bad. But most of all, Vanessa.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, life goes on, Nino.
Or as I like to call her, the exposition cop, because that's literally all she is. She was just so unnaturalistic, and it doesn't help that she's in a majority of the movie and has so many bad lines. There was literally a scene where she walks up to Mike and says, "If you bring her back here, I'm gonna shoot you," which kind of just made me like turtle my head up into my butthole from cringe. And that's like most of her lines. They honestly should have just taken her out of the movie and just let Mike naturally find out all these details instead of Vanessa coming into each scene like, you obviously haven't played the games. Let me just explain to you what's going on here. Now, the last thing that I'll complain about. Now, first, before I complain, I do want to give props because the Jensen Puppet Company, or whoever they are who did the animatronics, they did honestly an amazing job. The animatronics look really, really good. They're just not scary, which was honestly really disappointing. Like, I know that they can kill people really easily, but in every scene that they're in, it just brought zero tension. And I've heard a lot of people respond to that claim with, well, it's a kid's movie that's PG-13. What do you expect? But that response honestly just pisses me off because there are so many good PG-13 horror movies that deal with tension so much better. And the fort building montage does not help this case at all. It was so dumb, I just can't get over it. And I know that the animatronics are little kids' ghosts, and that's why they're building the fort. But even with that explanation, I still don't care. The scene just is dumb to me. But that's it. Just a couple things that I would have changed to personally make the movie a little more bearable to watch. Also, I just personally loved MatPat's scene. It was just so unapologetically on the nose with his cameo that it made me laugh. And thank you so much for using The Living Tombstone as the end credits song. That part just made me smile. But that's about it. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.